Clairen is kind of an annoying character, especially in Silver and below, and this character can be especially difficult if you happen to play any sort of rushdown style character like Zetterburn. This matchup can feel pretty impossible as Zetterburn is a perfect way to get blown up by Clairen while simultaneously feeling like Clairen's whole game plan is designed to completely counter Zetterburn's game plan. She has disjointed normals to keep you at arm's length, a bubble called the no fun zone to keep both your fire puddle and fireball completely out, and the tipper mechanic that only enhances her gameplay to punish you for approaching. Along with great normals like her down tilt to keep you off stage while she gets to sit on stage for free, and an up air and up tilt that stops most attempts at approaching from above, and a down air that covers so much space it feels like it's impossible to do anything. So then the question is, what are you supposed to do? Well, here are the tips and tricks to learning how to finally crush the silver terror that is Clairen. Disclaimer, this is a guide for players who are low gold and below, as once you climb to around high gold it's more about adapting to your opponent rather than abusing a character's weak spots. The things you are going to have to accept in this matchup. 1. You have to be willing to camp as Zetterburn. 2. You are going to get blown up by Clairen even if it is from a single mistake. And 3. This matchup is difficult and that's okay. Techniques that are pretty much mandatory for the Zetterburn in this matchup are going to be shield drop, wave dash out of shield, and dash dancing. First, we have to ask the question, why are you losing to Clairen? As a Zetterburn, you're likely used to just running in and overwhelming your opponent with raw offense, whether that be great aerials, fireballs, and shine. However, this is what Clairen wants. She wants you to run in and get hit by just throwing out a forward air, jab, or down tilt to interrupt your approach. You find yourself getting frustrated because the tools that you are used to working aren't working, so you try to approach faster, more aggressive, with more ferocity, only for it to all fall flat and the Clairen is now punishing your misses. Sound familiar? If so, then this is what you need to do. A lot of Zetterburns have the problem of just running in, but against a character like Clairen, we have to wait for the Clairen to give us our openings. Let the Clairen come to us, as we have the faster moves, we will be able to win in the scrap or in up-close combat. Use dash dancing to bait out her options or place fire puddle in the middle of stage. The ideal situation is to set her on fire and then camp. Placing a fire puddle and holding shield and puddle is actually a really good way of getting Clairen to approach. Essentially, we are trying to make the Clairen bored enough to come and attack us. Remember, as long as you have more percent than the Clairen, you are making progress as the timer ticks down. Most Clairens at this elo will either run up, do a down tilt or jab, which both can be floor hugs or CC'd, for a follow-up down tilt into forward air or down air, which then you can start your combo. The Clairen approaches you from the air, either hold shield against the oncoming down air or forward air, then use neutral air out of shield and start your combo from there. Alternatively, you can also dash dance around the Clairen's general area and wait for their landing and recovery frames to punish. And if a Clairen tries to do forward tilt on your shield, this is where you can do a wave dash, forward tilt, or jab as a quick get off me option. Keep doing this until you're able to get your standard kill confirms of wave shine up strong or back air up strong or empowered forward throw at ledge. What to do when Clairen is off stage or trying to recover. Keeping it simple is my #1 tip for this. Not a lot of players in this elo can do ledge dash grab, so I recommend just holding shield at ledge just before she chooses her recovery option. She will either go just above the ledge and land on stage, snap to ledge into either drop down double jump fair or a ledge attack, which can all be shielded, which then you can punish the recovery frames after. What to do when trying to recover against Clairen. Clairens either love to hold forward strong or down tilt at the ledge at this elo. If you have to recover from below, my biggest tip is holding your shield button in the travel animation of up special to automatically tech the wall after she hits you with the forward strong. Learn how to snap to ledge with your up special angles, but also realizing that snapping to ledge isn't always your best option. If Clairen is simply holding down at ledge, this is either a down tilt or a forward strong that's coming. You will have to recover high, just accept that you might be eating 1 to 3 up airs if you do recover high, and in this situation try to DI towards a platform to tap. Lastly, stages. Avoid smaller stages against Clairen since our game plan against her is going to be to camp, and wait for our openings. and try to get her onto a stage with a low ceiling or a stage with platforms near or above ledges for an easier time recovering. For starters, I recommend banning Aetherian Forest or Jules Veil if you are banning first, and if you are banning second, I recommend either trying to narrow down the stage list to either Godai Delta or Metal Refinery / Aramata. Hodojo, while it has platforms that are really close to the ledges, also has perfect platforms for a Clairen to either shark you from below or approach you from multiple angles. Remember, we're trying to slow down the pace of the game, not increase it. For game 2, take Clairen to Hyperborean Harbor, Metal Refinery, or Godai Delta. Go to Harbor or Metal Refinery if you're comfortable with your Wave Shine up strong, as it will kill the earliest here due to the short ceiling. Or go to Godai Delta, as I feel it's the most neutral stage for Zetterburn's gameplay. Another good stage is Merchant Port, if anything previous is not an option. Your bans against Clairen every time should be 2 of these 3 stages, Aetherian Forest, Tempest Peak, and Jules Veil. Aetherian Forest and Tempest Peak are just too small to camp out Clairen, while Jules Veil's lack of platforms makes dealing with Clairen incredibly difficult. Hopefully with these tips, you will finally be able to win more against Clairen.